dragons.
And junk drawer. What is up, my dudes?
Hey guys,
We're here.
welcome back. Sorry we're a little later than normal. We had some technical difficulties. So instead of kind of dancing around it, let's just get right into some introductory things. Carlos, what you got for shout-outs for us this week?
I'm just going to shout out Random Encounter Productions real quick. We actually just posted our Pass the Brush challenge on Instagram, so go ahead and check that out. It was kind of fun doing it, not going to lie. But you can check them out at Random Encounter Productions on Instagram, YouTube, and on Twitch, Random Encounter Prod, P-R-O-D. So yeah.
Check them out. They are friends of the show. Mike Spillane, what you got?
All right. So as always, Instagram at The Junk Drawer Show. We recently started Twitter at Junk Drawer Show. Make sure you go follow us on there. I got my other soccer podcast going on, Mike's Untitled Soccer Show, because soccer is back, baby, and your boy is excited. We also got a new episode of Road to Freaks featuring Justin and Josh, where they're basically just spent an hour planning a vacation that I'm really excited to go on. And me and Pat are also supposed to be doing another episode of our football podcast soon. That is TBD. So pretty sure that's all I got. You did buy a house and destroyed a shed, and that's where we're at right now. So I think that's all I have. Hi, Mom. I know you're not watching, but I love you.
Dice Daddy, what you got, big boy?
I'm trying to figure my life out. I would like to shout out Mythic
Welcome
Portal
to your
Games.
20s, question mark?
Oh, yikes. Printable Heroes, Kev's Lounge, of course, the wonderful David Hemingway, and then I made some new friends this past week. I would like to shout out Divided We Fall Gaming and The Network, which are some really cool people in a really cool community that I became a part of. And shout out to Belts for keeping my pants up.
Josh, anything you got to hit us with before we jump into this?
Two things. I'm going to say, what's up, Rosy Disposition? Just because someone said hi in the chat, and I want to say hi back. And second, as always, fuck you, Donovan.
Oh, tried and true. I love it. I just want to shout out, as always, I shout out my wife who lets me come on and play Imagination with you dummies for 3 hours a week. And I want to shout out to Sheds. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, Sheds. Knowing that information, I'm so tired. Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready.
So much animosity in this.
So, last time we were all together, the group found themselves in quite a predicament. Dremell was separated from the party and brought into town with the very handsome and rugged Adam, the bounty hunter. Meanwhile, the other three decided to confront Ruby, the Ruby Basilisk, the other bounty hunter that was kind of keeping them there. After some very quick and clever thinking, Donnar was able to restrain Ruby, and they attempted to get more information out of her. Unfortunately, she did have a backup plan. As soon as Donnar was about to slit her throat, she was able to teleport. Eventually, the three of them mounted their horses and rode into town to try to save Dremell from any kind of fate that he may have at the hands of Adam. There was an ambush of different bounty hunters. There was a casualty of a very mousy female bounty hunter. And eventually, when everyone got to Adam, Dremell and Thokk both have crossbow bolts through their kneecaps, and Adam also tipped his hat and teleported as well. And that's where we're kind of going to find everyone. Dremell, you are currently on top of the tavern, so I'm just going to transfer you guys over so you can get a visual representation.
Yeah, you bringing up the map?
Yeah, I got you.
No.
So all is kind of quiet as everything has kind of teleported out. As Dremell, you slowly start to feel your head starting to get more and more lightheaded, maybe even a little dizzy, as you're slowly sliding down the bottom of the shed, or I said shed. Sorry, Pat. the roof
Triggered.
of the tavern. And I believe, yes, Thokk and Donnar are by the same thing, or by where Adam was. And Thokk, I believe your rage is now subsided as you have this massive crossbow bolt in your knee. And Alder, you're hanging out with your satyrs.
We're just chilling. We're gonna go help everybody out.
Yeah, as I start to slide down the roof, I say, I think I'm falling off a roof.
So
I run under and try to catch him as he's sliding off the roof.
So does me and my gang.
Actually, I'm gonna run under and try and catch him because he's kind of big and heavy. And
Fat little pig boy.
Are you saying that I'm weak?
I'm saying you have a crossbow bolt through your knee, so a strength check would probably not go great for you because you are encumbered.
At the mention of the crossbolts in your knee, Thokk, you actually look down, and all of a sudden, all the adrenaline you were feeling is immediately gone as you look down, and you can see bone. You see the bolt completely like cleaned through the knee, and you feel any weight that you were able to put on it before just crumble away as you're on one leg, and you're like, oh, there it is. That's pain.
Oh, good. Okay, well, as Donnar goes to assist Dremel, I'm going to bite my lip, snap the crossbow bolt on one side to take the arrowhead off, and rip it out the other side. It's gonna hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead and make a con save for me. See if you can stay conscious.
Oh no. Con 8. Oh,
8.
Oh, save 8. It's still an 8.
So
Keep
as
so
you
close.
slowly start to pull, you can feel the crossbow actually like scrape against the bone and the muscle and nervous tissue as your hands are just covered in this crimson ichor that's your blood. As you slowly pull it out, your head is getting more and more lightheaded. You're able to cleanly pass it before you immediately just pass out from pain.
Good.
And you're going to be out for the next hour.
Perfect. We didn't have anything we needed to do. This is great.
All right, Donnar, what you doing?
I'm gonna try to catch Dremel as he comes down, and kind of use Alder as like, you prop me up, just make sure I'm lined up, and try and like get in there.
Try to maneuver it.
These are sliding
Yeah.
noises.
I feel like I'm there.
Okay.
I'm a Foley artist now.
All right, I'm gonna try and catch him as he comes off the roof.
Okay. Go ahead, Dremel, roll a acrobatics check at disadvantage because there's a crossbow bolt in your knee. And Donnar, go ahead and roll a strength check.
And I'm assisting him along with my group of satyrs.
Okay, so you're making kind of like a fire
trampoline.
net. Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically just got a full circle that we're going to catch him and try and double bounce him.
A nice weave of arms.
Modded 20.
Okay.
16.
16. So you're able to kind of scuttle to the edge of the tavern roof, and everything's in position. You're able to bounce off of your one good leg as you make sure your back is kind of rounded as you drop into the basket weave that is Donnar's arms and the satyr arms.
I got you ice cream.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Donna and Alpel, and my new 4 friends.
Yeah.
Good. Well, at least you got the number of them, right?
Why do you feel like that?
Hey, you want to do? Let's play a fun game.
Yeah, fuck.
It's
I
called
like
count. It's called count to 3. I'll start. 1,
It. All right. 2.
3,
And-
and I rip the bolt out of his leg.
Oh, I
Okay.
could have helped with that.
I ripped it
Okay.
out.
Go ahead and roll a con save for me there, Dremel.
All right. Con save. What do we got? 4.
4. So the minute it comes out, Dremel was already very pale. a lot paler than he's usually like a nice Arctic blue. He's like almost white. As now you pull up this crossbow and you actually pull it up to your face, and Dremel, you look at your knee, you look at the crossbow bolt, and you just pass out. You were out for 3 hours.
Fuck you.
You carry him to the bed.
Maybe don't be ripping things out of people. Maybe go to a doctor.
This is all part of my plan, so it works out well.
To stay in White Willow for another 4 hours.
What are you going to do if you passed out? That's part of your plan?
It was to carry you to bed.
I knew it.
The plan has gone perfect.
I'm a sleeping beauty.
Kiss him.
If I kiss him like a lot of times, do you think he'll wake up?
Yes.
Something's going to be up.
Dremel just goes, yes.
Kiss me. Kiss me, you fool. So half of your party is now knocked out. There are remnants of their DNA everywhere through blood. And you don't have any bounty hunters that you know of. And it is currently just Donnar and Alder hanging out in a Times Square. At this point, the courtyard has completely just cleared. As slowly, let me see. Trem. Slowly Trem in this very like tight armor, his guts kind of spilling up under the chest piece. It looks like it's from his old adventuring days, as he has this massive warhammer that he's like, all right, you back. They're gone?
Yeah, Trem, it's over. Thank you, though.
No, I don't have to suck this in anymore. And his stomach goes a little bit bigger as he sits immediately down on one of the barrels, and he sees that two of your friends are down, and he goes, what happened to them?
Took an arrow to the knee, and then they decided, well, Thokk decided to just pull it out himself, and then Donnar decided that for Dremel, so.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and try and work on getting them wrapped up so that way they don't get all more fucked up than they already are. So.
Yeah, I have some questions of my own. What the fuck was that? Who are those guys?
Great question. Donnar?
They're bounty hunters. They came looking for us. So I don't know how much you know, Trim. You're going to kind of have to be a little honest with me here.
Mm-hmm.
Dremel talk to you at all, or?
No. He just kind of mentioned that he was drinking, and the person that you were with was, I wouldn't say friendly, but he was...
I'd say he's kind of a scared
cordial.
bitch because he ran away when we were beating the shit out of him. So that's what I would say. But that's just me. Trim, we've all escaped from prison. And it kind of led us here. We're trying to get to a port so that we could get on Thokk's boat and right our wrongs-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran into these two people, and they tried to take us back in chains, and that wasn't something we were trying to do.
Okay.
Following so far?
Yeah, I can follow so far.
Perfect. So essentially, we were ready to kill them, and then they ran away, and now I have no idea where they are.
Okay. So, just to make sure I'm following.
Yeah.
Gentleman with the hat.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter.
Adam. Yeah.
4 of you escaped from prison.
Correct.
So far, yeah.
Okay. Now, the bounty hunters were coming to collect you for arguably a bounty.
Stands to
Get
reason.
on.
And you brought that here. And possibly to when you went to Sun Gulf, where there were kids.
So
Yeah.
we didn't know there would be kids in Sun Golf. That was just kind of something that happened. But look, we would have never let something happen to the kids. That's not our style.
To be fair, the bounty hunters, we didn't actually run into them until yesterday. That's where they head us off. And Donnar and Thokk and I tried to take care of the other one outside of town, and then she just did what the other one did, the guy in the hat, and just zapped away. So
Okay.
we're kind of real confused right now. We're sorry that this happened in your town. We didn't want for that to happen. I promise we're good people. But, yeah.
Check on your friends and make sure that they're okay. I'm gonna take this off and just meet me inside later when you have this figured out, and then we'll figure it. And he gestures to all four of you. This out.
And I'll go ahead and say, they won't be here much longer. They're not going to stay with us either. And I'm going to point at the satyrs. So.
Okay.
It's a thing I do.
It's not the first time I've seen satyrs.
Cool. All right.
And he slowly goes into the tavern, kind of clicks. And it is just the two of you with a knocked out Dremel and Thokk.
Cool. Well, I'm going to instruct the satyrs to kind of bring Thokk over to where I'm at with Dremel. So that way I can try and tend the open wounds that they have. So that way to try and make it a little bit of an easier process.
Okay. So you're able to, with the four of them, kind of bring them over. And I'm guessing you're just dumping Dremel and Thokk next to each other.
Well, yeah, I don't have hospital beds, so they got the ground. I gotta just get some water, try and clean out the wounds, and stop the bleeding, and get it wrapped up.
Go ahead and roll a medicine check for me, Alder. Donnar, what are you doing during this?
I'm going to Ashiki's.
Okay.
I was gonna tell you to do that anyways, so
Cool.
while I was doing this. Yeah, go check on Ashiki and see what you can find out.
Already on my way, mate. You didn't even... I'm there.
Retcon. Rolled a 23 on my medicine check.
Okay. So you're able to clean fairly well. You're able to make sure that there isn't any residue of any kind of I wouldn't say shrapnel, but there isn't anything left over. You're not entirely sure because what Ruby kind of blasted you with really fucked with your nervous system, even though you made the pass. So you're just making sure that everything looks good, clean. You're able to wrap everything up fairly well as Dremel and Thokk are passed out next to each other. Donnar, as you slowly go over to Ashiki's, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
8.
Okay. You kind of hear nothing. Cool. So you go over to Ashiki's hut and you kind of knock, and as you do, the door kind of opens with the second knock as you see there are things in disarray as Ashiki's kind of holding his side, but he's a little labored as he looks up and he goes, "Oh, Donnar, it's good to see you. How are you?"
What the fuck happened to you?
Well, I think Dremel is hanging out with the wrong crowd of people.
I'm standing right here. You didn't have to say that. Kind of take it personal.
And he starts chuckling and he goes, "Ow! Can you bring me to?" And he points over to a chair that's kind of tipped over at the other side of the room. And he's like, "Would you mind?"
Yeah, and I'm just gonna pick him up. I'm gonna pick him up.
And he's fairly light, and he goes, It's been a while since I've done any of this." And you see him, and he holds his side as you see this very dim, kind of archaic energy light up under his hand as there's this massive gash wound that's just under the like sixth and seventh rib that was bleeding profusely that slowly has scabbed over. He's shaking a little bit and he goes, not as strong as he used to be when I was a young man, but I'll live.
That's good. I was worried that you wouldn't live. It's kind of a concern.
Right.
And I'm gonna hand him a flask of the water that I have, that I would assume that Thokk made, this morning with the kids and stuff. So I'm gonna hand him some water.
Okay. And he looks at it and thank you. And he kind of drinks some of it. It sweats profusely just dripping down his face as he takes some of it into his cloak and kind of dampens it as he's patting the wound, kind of cleaning it up. So, I'm assuming Dremell's new friend is gone. Friends.
Yeah, he disappeared. He teleported something. It was bad. We had him on the ropes.
That's good. I'm glad you were able to get him on the ropes.
Not. I'd like to bring you his head if I could, but here we are.
And he goes, I'm sorry, I might have to make you a new map. Unless Dremel has it. I told him he needs to take it.
I would assume in the shape that Dremel's in. Did you give it to Dremel initially?
No, he was indisposed at the moment.
I'm going to say Dremel probably doesn't have it anymore. Was there... What was on the map?
And he goes, give me that parchment and that charcoal, and I'll draw you a finger paint, and I'll show you.
I'll grab it, bring it over.
So you bring it over his scroll, and he puts this onto his...
I'm going to cast dancing lights too, just so it lights up a little bit.
It's a little bright, but thank you. And he kind of smiles, and he goes, okay, so we are here. And he does he dips his hand in this charcoal, and you see it immediately catches on his fingertips, which is kind of mixing with the blood as he puts, let's say this dot represents us. And he puts a thumbprint down. Here is the Iron Hill Mountain, and he makes a little triangle. And here, and he starts making a trail as if you follow the river. This is where you need to go. I think there's someone there that's powerful. Sorry. And he kind of straightens. There's someone here that's powerful. His name is Zunu. I haven't seen him in person. There are legends, but they say he has a third eye and he is a diviner of sorts. Read the future, see into other planes, if you believe in that nonsense, but he seems credible. However, he's dangerous, and usually likes a gift. This, in a much nicer way, was what I put down on the map for you. And of course, with time, I can make more maps and expand. But your friends know where he is now. And if they want to seek his knowledge, I don't doubt that that's where they would be heading. Did you find Rosalie? You found her, right?
She's been reunited. Yeah, with Grace, and Harley's with them, and
he goes, no, you told me that, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Ashiki, what about my stuff? Do you have any more information for me personally?
Like I said, the weapon that you're looking for. The Iron Bear hasn't been touched in centuries. From what I've read, it's worshipped as a relic to a god, and it's under a monument to them, floating on an island of itself. Like I said, you'll need a boat.
Okay, I can get a boat. So you're in bad shape. Our friends are in bad shape. I'm gonna take you with me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna come with me, and then I'm gonna pop him up on my shoulder and kind of just carry him.
And you hear him, and he grunts a little bit, and he goes,
Yeah.
as you kind of put him, almost fireman carry him, making sure not to really bump into the tender side of Ashiki. So in this time span, Alder, you're able to clean and bandage everyone up. As you and Aya in her cage, as you're kind of sitting there, and you're sitting on kind of like this little rock, as you're kind of staring at them, waiting for Donnar to come back. Doing anything else in the meantime?
I would have the satyrs trying to make them feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe gathering some leaves or some hay or something, so that way I can kind of fashion like a little pillow, so that way they're feeling all right. They're only going to be around for about an hour.
Okay.
Currently, and then I'm going to try and investigate Aya's cage, so that way I can try and see if it looks as though the explosive that they mentioned is see if it's magical or if it's a physical explosive that they put on the cage, so that way I could try and get her out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
It's what I didn't want, but I knew it was coming.
Looking for something.
3.
You inspect the lock, and you don't see any explosive on it. You don't see anything archaic or physical.
Okay. Alder is someone who would err on the side of caution. So he is still going to cast Dispel Magic on the cage.
Okay.
To be on the safe side.
Okay. So you cast Dispel Magic, and you see the cage briefly enveloped, but you don't see it like light up or ping or anything.
Okay, and then I'm gonna like try and communicate with Aya using my beast speak and be like, girl, did you see if there's any kind of explosive, anything they put on this cage that's going to be dangerous to you?
And she kind of looks at you, and she's looking back at the lock, her eyes kind of darting back and forth as she looks at you. And she looks back, and she can't talk, but she seems uncertain.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use a charge from the staff to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
To see if I can get anything out of her.
Okay.
And just be like, I just need to know for certain if you know if there's anything that's on there. Because I want to get you out. I want you to be free and fly around again, because you don't deserve that.
And you hear just simply, don't know, hood on head. Dark.
Does she still have it on, or is it off?
She doesn't. It's off.
Okay. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to wait just a little while longer. Maybe see if we can meet up with the Shiki to see if he can see if there's anything on your cage. If he can let me know before I try and, you know me, I can jimmy that lock off. But
and she looks at you, and she just goes, stretch wings.
I know. Trust me, you know part of the reason why you hang out with me is because you know I'm never going to lock you up like that. You dealt with too much being locked in a cage.
Dark. Cold.
Trust me, I know. Neither of us like cages. And I'll just kind of put my hand into the cage to just kind of scratch her head.
And she kind of puts her head into your palm as you go to scratch, and you kind of fan out. and her head just kind of rests on your palm. As how long is Speak with Animals?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So 10 minutes kind of pass, and eventually you're unable to communicate, or I is unable to communicate with you, as Donner's kind of walking over with a body on his shoulder. And it looks like they're in some kind of priest robes, as you hear the occasional grunt. And
What did he do? Donna, is that a Shiki?
Yeah. Who else would it be?
hello, Alder.
All right, bring him over here, and then I'll have, since I still have the Satyrs here, I'll instruct them to kind of put something together as far as like a little bed goes.
Ow.
What happened?
I was in my hut, and a gentleman in a dark cloak was looking for something amongst my research, and when I did not yield, they plunged a dagger in my side.
This guy in a dark cloak, was he the guy that was with Dremel?
No, it wasn't Adam. I was doing research on Adam, actually.
Okay, we'll get to that later. Lie down, Donna.
And-
Put him down, and I'm gonna try and see if I can tend to his wounds again to try and help out and clean up.
And Donner kind of helps him down, and he's kind of in this sit-up position, and you see that there is, around this giant bloody spot, there is this kind of scar that's starting to form from his magic, and he goes, I think there might be internal bleeding. Does anyone have a blade?
Donna, you got a blade?
I don't need a big sword. And he looks over at the giant long sword that you have.
I've got this. I kind of pull out a hand axe, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of the equivalent of what I've got. I don't really have a dagger. So it's not my style.
He looks at both of you and he goes, okay, if both of you could do me a favor, empty hands now. And you put the hand axe on the floor and you kind of rest Alder your staff, and he goes, now, if you could do me a favor, put your hands out like this, and you see in his hands are trembling. So the two of you kind of put your arms out shakily. Can both of you roll me just con checks in general?
Con check?
Mm-hmm. Just a con check. Just a straight con.
12.
21.
So through the kind of adrenaline and the all the excitement, Donnar, your hands as they're out, they twitch a little bit and they shake as Alder, you are calm, cool, and collected, and he goes, okay, Alder, if you would please kneel down over here.
Yeah.
I need you to take that hand axe, and I need you to make an incision between this rib and this rib for me, about this big. And you see him, and he traces a little bit wider than the scar. Now, I would do it myself, but I'm a little shaky.
Understood.
I need you to do it for me.
Okay, and I'm going to cast guidance on myself for whatever check I'm going to have to make.
Yes. I would like you to make a sleight of hand check to see if you can kind of steady yourself. You're able to keep everything concise, make sure it's clean, and that it's not a kind of rigid cut.
Okay, sleight of hand. 26.
26. So you're able to put the tip of the axe kind of in right where maybe the shoulder blade is where he pointed, like the bottom of it, as you slowly drag it, but also efficiently. I wouldn't say slowly. You efficiently and quickly kind of drag it across as you're not sure, oh, did I do it deep enough, as scarlet starts pouring out. And he goes, that's good. No, that's good. And he goes, I haven't done this before, but I've known someone who has. And you see him, and he kind of makes like a flat fan as he digs under. And he goes, I may pass out. If I pass out,
Donnar, get behind him to hold him just in case.
please wake me up. As there's more sweat just dripping down his face. And you see him, and he gets to about here, kind of where the right angle of the thumb and the palm kind of meet. As he goes, oh, there's the hole. Lung. Oh, that would have pooled. And he kind of, you see Alder, this kind of low, dim, divine energy kind of escape from his hands as he slowly starts to pull his hand out, which is just covered in crimson, dripping. As he goes, that's patched up. Kind of like a reverse cut, if you think about it.
Yeah, thinking about it.
As you're like, yeah, oh boy. As the fingertips kind of come out and you see the wound slowly close as it's jaggedly kind of, it's going to leave a scar for him.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
As, let's see if he stays conscious. As he goes, and he, Donnar, you're behind him or you're next to him?
I'm kind of like, it's about to be a bear hug. I've just kind of got my arms around the sides of him. So I can either close in or catch him if he falls back, or if he goes forward, I can catch him. Just trying to prepare for everything.
He kind of goes, I'm going to pass out, but if I throw up, put me on my side. As you see his head kind of lulls as he was able to cauterize his internal wound.
And I'll also just, try and do whatever kind of check I can to just, again, get him comfortable on his side and just bandage up what he has already kind of started to scar over. So
you kind of put him to the good side, quote unquote, as you slowly start to wash away. And there's this very, what you see as the blood coagulating and forming a scab. Slowly the time passes and you start seeing scar tissue just start forming as this kind of jagged, I would say maybe the size of your pinky line, going from his shoulder blade to almost right under his pectoral muscle where you made that incision, as it slowly healed with whatever magic he was doing. As occasionally he'll sputter and cough and some blood will come out, which you can arguably think is the blood that was pooling in his lung. As eventually the gurgling that's in his chest stops and he's breathing a little bit more regularly. As this kind of happens, Donnar, what are you doing while Alder is kind of cleaning up Ashiki?
I'm gonna go back to the Ashiki's hut and see if I can find anything of note.
Okay.
Just kind of look around at his notes, see if there's anything that interests me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
6.
6. You see a lot of journals and paperwork, and it seems to be written in, I wouldn't say it's a different dialect, but it's kind of like shorthand, like a court stenographer shorthand, but where you don't quite understand all the words, but it looks like there were different things that he was writing down in a journal itself. As far as his research goes, you kind of sift around and you see what he was looking at the time, which was a combination of information about Adam, which as you kind of look, you see that there is a clan of bounty hunters known as the Demon Boys, that they are a higher syndicate kind of bounty hunter. They're less into petty crimes. They walk that line of gray very comfortably. And what you can gather is there are masses of them, like almost like a small militia. And that Adam is a higher rank of that, but there are, of course, higher ranks than him. But it doesn't mention who the top of that is. Also with that, I mean, you just kind of see more things that he was looking at of different gods, different older gods, because you had stated to him that you're more familiar with those. So it looked like he was almost compiling something together for you of maybe new god information that you would be interested in.
I'll grab that and whatever other thing it looks like he was working on, just
Okay.
as notes for him when he talks to us.
Okay. So as you're kind of collecting everything, and Alder, as you're cleaning, Thokk, you've been knocked out for, I would say, a good portion of an hour. What seems like moments for you is obviously an hour for everyone else, but you find yourself kind of face down being buffed again by winds and sand. As you were close to passing out, and you're on that very, very razor thin line between consciousness and unconsciousness. As you kind of look up and you see that the once amethyst skies are more of this rose quartz, this light pink haze that almost looks like light is reflecting from the bottom of it and shining over, that there are different dark blotches and white blotches. And you see very far in the distance, farther than it's ever been, is just this little tiny pinpoint. And you expect the drums to come because you've been in this situation for the better part of 7 years. But it doesn't. You hear more of the wind howling and the more of the whipping. And very lowly in the back of your head, you hear something to the effect of Garrosh. And as you hear your name, the name that was gifted to you, your eyes kind of shoot open as Alder is kind of tending to Ashiki, and you're in this cold sweat as you look down and you just have this searing, numb pain through your right kneecap as you look over and you see that it's bandaged. But the minute you kind of move it, you feel the twinge and everything of the ligaments trying to reattach.
And I'd see that and I'd be like, easy, easy, easy. That's what happens when you pull an arrow directly out of your own fucking knee.
I've been through worse, but damn, that fucking hurt.
I cleaned it up as best as I could for you. Got it wrapped up right now.
Here, I'll take care of it and anybody else that's around me. And I'm gonna put my hand on my knee, and I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So like anybody within a 30-foot radius of me that is a friend, so Ishiki as well, will benefit from this.
Okay.
Are we all still sitting outside?
Yeah, you guys are all outside.
Same
I can't carry your asses inside.
Well, you got 4 friends.
I got 7, 7, and 7. I need to play the lotto, y'all. So 21, 33 hit points to anyone within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
I'll take it.
So as you heal up, you feel your knee, the ligaments start to reattach, and you feel that searing hot pain turn into just a dull pain. And as you kind of get up and you put some weight on it, there is still kind of a tinge there, even with the Mass Cure Wounds, as you kind of limp over to Alder.
I'm just gonna be the stereotypical pirate now.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't have a peg leg.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a peg leg, we might call you something like Peggy. I think that would be fun.
Peggy too.
I knew a Peggy
Oh,
once. She was a character.
You knew someone with a peg leg?
I did.
Oh, fuck, you really are a pirate.
She was.
Sorry. It's been a weird day. I'm taking a moment to laugh at something. Okay.
No, by all means.
The satyrs would be gone now, right? Because Thokk's up.
Yeah, it's been about an hour, so he probably wouldn't see them anymore.
Yep.
Does anybody else need any help or healing or anything? I can assist. Did you take the 33?
No, I'm not there. I'm not there.
You're not there.
Yeah, you're not there. Sorry.
And now I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
You see this giant kind of red welch around Dremell's left kneecap as you look at your own kneecap, and then you look back at Dremell's, and then Thokk, even you kind of start to put 2 and 2 together.
He has
Yeah.
a thing for a kneecap.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
a
I wasn't
fetish.
by you guys, but helping you get it all wrapped up. I can see that Adam likes to aim for the knees. So I think since we're probably gonna see him again, if we can get some kind of knee protection, to kind of just be like, "Hey, Adam, fuck you," I think that would probably be a pretty good idea.
Well, I have that. It's called armor, and
Yeah, you've been doing this thing lately where you decide not to wear it, even though we specifically ask you to.
I didn't have time. Like, there was no time to put it on. How long has he been out the entire time that I've been out?
Yeah. Well, you probably, I don't know. I helped him get off the roof. And by the time we got him down from the roof, you were passed out on the other side. So I'm going to say probably, yeah. So he might wake up soon. And then someone else snuck into Ashiki's hut and stabbed him in the ribs. And he tried to heal himself up and then realized he probably had internal bleeding. So I had to cut him back open so that way we could try and cauterize that. So like I said, I enjoyed the laugh earlier because it has been a day.
Ouch. Looking over at Ashiki and Dremel, I'm assuming did the mass cure wounds also like heal some of their woundage?
So as you kind of
Woundage.
tenderly kind of put your hand under Drummel's thigh as you undo the bandage, and you see that there is this scar that kind of makes its way from the top of his kneecap to the bottom of his left kneecap. It's slightly raised and a little bit thicker than, say, Ashiki's, but it looks like it's healed. There's still dried up blood around it, but it's currently covered.
Well, we won't know 100% until he's up.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, do we think we're safe for the time being? What time of day is it? I'm assuming it's like midday.
Yeah, it's midday. It's the afternoon. You guys, did some rumbling during afternoon tea.
You have to keep in mind, no less than hour and a half, 2 hours ago is when we put Ruby in the iron bands. So we have at least, I would say probably 22 hours is the soonest that we would see her again if she got out of them and then poofed back.
Oh, fuck, the iron bands.
So I'm assuming that she won't come alone and Adam won't come alone. And they'll probably bring the rest of the woodland friends to try and kill us. So I'd say we probably got about maybe a night's sleep before we really have to bolt.
Okay. We should probably get out of this town as soon as possible. And not bring any more trouble here.
I have some ideas of how to get us out of here and get us out of here fast. But we, A, need everyone awake. And B, I need a drink. And then C, I'm going to need to borrow some of your holy water.
Okay.
And by borrow, I mean not give it back. So.
It's fine. I think I don't think I know. I have one flask, like, left.
Cool.
And then I'll create more another day. It's fine.
If not, we can talk to Ashiki when he wakes up and hopefully get some. But let's just hope that Dremel and Ashiki are up soon. Donnar currently is at Ashiki's hut, trying to get some more information. Because as far as would Donnar have mentioned anything about the map to me? Because I wasn't there when Ashiki mentioned that to him.
That's a Donnar question. But
No.
I would say most likely not.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'll just say to Thokk, I'm like, I haven't heard if we got the map or not. So, fingers crossed. We'll see it soon. I hope.
Yeah. I think it's just once we're all ready to go, let's just get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I agree. I think all of you, with the fact that You and Dremel, really. By the way, you should sit down. You guys really can't walk well right now. I would think that potentially getting a night's rest so that way we're not all exhausted would probably be the best solution.
We could do that.
I don't want to, but I think we have to.
All right. And before we go to bed, just let me know, and I'll do something to keep us safe in case something does pop up.
Oh yeah, no, we now don't have a choice. We have to sleep every night, even if we're at an inn. We have to have somebody on watch. I mean, the way that Ashiki described how he got stabbed, he just basically said it was a guy in a dark cloak, and it wasn't Adam. It was somebody else. Just popped in, stabbed him, tried to take some information, and when he wouldn't tell him what he was researching for us, he left. So
Did he mention any markings? Is it just a dark cloak? Like,
that's all I got out of him because we kind of had to do a backwoods operation. So hopefully you can ask him a couple more questions when he wakes up before we all go to bed.
I'll let him rest if he wakes up before we go to bed.
I certainly hope so, because I think he's helping us answer quite a few questions.
Okay.
So while the end of this conversation kind of goes to a lull, that's when Donnar, you kind of come back with the 2 books in your hand, unless you're doing something else.
When I go out of Ashiki's hat, do I see footprints of any kind that I would notice a little weird? Maybe guy kind of running.
Go ahead and roll I want to say, do a survival check.
Not great. 13.
13, you kind of look around and you see that there is, when in the hut, there are footprints that are, I would say maybe like if it was a sneaker, maybe a size 13. But as you kind of go outside to look for the prints, you don't see them.
Okay. Is there any sign of like the cloak that this guy was wearing, or
no,
anything
there are no
get
real
torn,
traces.
or-
It
okay.
looks like they kind of came in and came out. You do see a bit of blood splatter on the ground, but you can assume maybe that's Ashiki's.
All right, then I would just head back.
Okay. So you head back with the 2 books in tow as it looks like Thokk is finally up. And as he kind of moves about, you see him, babying or nursing that knee as he kind of like limps around.
Oh, you all right, old man?
I'll be fine. I'm not that old.
I mean, you're walking like you're pretty old, so...
Well, I took an arrow to the knee, so...
And then you tried to remove it yourself. It was great. It was super smart.
Hey, seemed like a good idea at the time.
Doesn't it always?
It's all here.
And,
it's all the smarts.
Yeah. Look, can I borrow you for a moment?
Sure. Where are we going?
And just kind of like go out of earshot of everyone. Everyone is older, but
Alder's like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like, all right. Cool.
I pull Thokk and Alder to the side, and then I pull Thokk to a side of that.
yeah, exactly.
2 sides.
So in that fight with Adam,
Yeah.
when did you turn into this giant, scary?
Is that what it looked like from... It's hard to explain.
Actually, I was probably more intimidating than you were, but you get that. You understand.
Okay. You're terrifying, Donnar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got really mad and just... It all just happened so fast. Like, I just got pissed. Everything just went red, and next thing I know, I took a arrow to the knee.
Well, are you okay? Is it Are you all right?
Yeah, just a lot of things just flooding my mind. I think between everything that's happened at Sun Golf and with Ruby and Adam, and I just got mad. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. This is it's just kind of part of it sometimes, I guess.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
yeah,
Didn't have to
I'm
worry
alright.
about you kind of going all at us.
No, I think I've felt it before, but I felt more in control of it this time. Before it was, do you remember that fight between me and you? That I mean, you kicked my ass, but
I do
um,
remember that
I just
fondly, actually.
slightly saw red, and then obviously then went unconscious. But it was kind of like that, but this time I felt more in control of it. I can't explain it. It's just I don't know why it's happening, but I mean, it can come in handy if I learn to harness it, I guess.
Hey, who am I to judge? I was gonna kill Ruby just cause she pissed me off. So, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I was a little worried about
Yeah.
you, and I just wanted to check in.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm okay. I think I'll be okay. I mean, I hope my knee gets better, but in regards to that, I mean, we'll find out.
Nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah, just don't piss me off.
Bros before ladies. Haha.
Yes. You can have all the ladies. Have at it.
Whatever. And I'll just kind of walk back over to Alder, and I'll look at Dremel, and I'm going to be like, all right, let's go talk to Trem, because we've got things we need to talk about and places we need to go, and maybe Trem knows things too. And I'm just going to kind of pick Dremel up and put him over my shoulder.
Okay.
I'm
You
sure
do,
he's
and
got a shitload of questions for us.
so you kind of scoop him up, and then are you going to
Who's
also
getting a
scoop up a
Shiki?
Shiki?
I'll handle a Shiki. I can't carry
I mean,
Drem, so
Can you carry a Shiki? I'm going to take a Shiki too. I look at Alder and I'm just like, no.
I,
Take
Roll
them
a
both.
strength check to see if you can hold both of them.
I can carry a Shiki.
you
On
can't.
that knee.
21.
21. So you
I can
start to
hobble.
kind of put your hand under him as Thokk hobbling kind of helps lift up as you're able to balance both of them. As the three of you enter within Trem's establishment, the Cracked Tankard. So you see that there are all the children that you had in the cart. They're all kind of at different tables, and it looks like nothing has passed by. Nothing has happened as Charlotte's kind of going around, and you see her, and she is fully clad in these leathers, similar to what you wore when you went to the fighting grounds, as she has this giant sword on her back, as it looks like she's entertaining the kids to kind of keep them distracted as the three of you kind of come in, and there's kind of this silence as you see Trem back in his regular civilian clothes, and you see him kind of pouring water, and he has these different loaves of bread that he's kind of putting on plates as the three of you enter and kind of sit over at the bar, and he looks at you and he just goes back to what he's doing.
All right, that feels cold.
I'm going to go put Dremel and a Shiki upstairs in the room we were in the night before.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come back down and sit down at the bar.
Okay. As you do, you kind of go up. There's kind of this tension that you get from the adults in the room. The kids are kind of blissfully unaware. They're like, why is Dremel sleeping? Who's that old person? Like, stuff like that. And eventually, as you kind of calm down, the kids are you see him munching on different like pieces of bread and water that Trem and Charlotte kind of had passed out. As Charlotte kind of takes an elbow by the bar, she kind of has her back to the bar, so her side is to you, as she's just surveying the kids as she kind of leans on it, and she acknowledges, but she's making sure the kids are first and foremost happy.
I'm just going to kind of whisper over to her and just be like, what's with the cold shoulder?
And she kind of looks at you and she goes, didn't know you guys were criminals. Wanted to, seems like that was a key piece of information that we could have known.
Why would we offer that information up to people we just met?
And she kind of scoffs and she goes, we beat the shit out of each other. I told you a lot about me. And she kind of, I'm going to check on the kids. And you see her and she kind of pushes off the bar as she goes back to the kids to make sure that they're doing okay.
I can't wait to leave here. And I just kind of stare at Alder and Thokk. What are we going to do?
Well, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here soon. I mentioned to Thokk, I think I have a way that we can get out of here very quickly. But the downside to it is we're going to need to be well rested. And we're going to need to be conscious. Clearly, that's a problem right now. But what I mentioned to him is probably about 2.5 hours ago now is when the iron bands got put on Ruby. So realistically, we probably have about 21 hours until she's free, and her and Adam would probably be coming back with their group and possibly with more firepower. So as far away from here as we can get, the better. But again, in order to do that, I think our best bet is going to be see if we were able to get that map from Ashiki, follow that as far as it'll take us, and don't look back.
So about the map from Ashiki.
I already hate how this sentence is starting.
Yeah, it's not a great story. So he did not give it to Dremell initially. Adam had it. And by the looks of Dremell and how unconscious he currently finds himself, I would assume that Adam did not give Dremell the map at any point in time. So I do have a replacement, and I'll kind of open it and put it out on the bar. Essentially, this is done in charcoal and blood, so that's cool. But we need to follow the river, and we need to go somewhere called Foaming Waters and look for someone named Zunu.
All of that sounds fake, but I think that's the best we got. So
I mean, I'm not smart enough to come up with it on my own, so you kind of got to trust me here.
cheers. All right.
But
Amen
Ashiki
too.
says, yeah, of course. Ashiki says he's kind of got like a third eye. He likes gifts, but he's dangerous. So I'm kind of confused into why we should look for a person who's dangerous and likes gifts when we don't really have much to give at the moment. But he could have information.
Who knows? Sometimes the gift could just be a job.
That's fair.
Maybe he could want us to do something for him in exchange for information that we seek. If this guy is so divine and smart.
Well, it's where we're supposed to go. So this is my blood rock map to there. So this is all we got. I would assume that Adam also knows about this because he has the map, so
Presumably, yeah.
he'd know where we were going to go next.
Man. So we can't stay here.
No,
Can't go to Sun Golf.
probably not.
Need to go to Foaming Waters.
Yeah,
He's going to be in Foaming Waters.
almost certainly. Yeah, almost certainly.
Great. Cool. Can you... Is there like a clothing store anywhere in here so I could buy a fucking disguise so that way I don't look the same? Like...
No.
Hopefully, Foaming Waters is an area that we could sneak around a little bit, or there's some kind of infrastructure that I might be able to try and figure out to get around.
I mean, let's get there first. Dremel needs to wake up, so I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle some water on Dremel's face for like as long as it takes him to wake up.
He's gonna be soaked.
He's
Golden
gonna be
shower.
so wet.
You start
Just don't waterboard him.
sprinkling water on Drummel's face, and as you do that, you kind of hear this slight tapping at the window. And as you kind of look, you see a very large black beak that's kind of just tapping.
Oh my god, it's real. Oh god. Does it look familiar to me?
You would have to take a closer look, most likely opening the window.
Yeah, I would do that. No problem.
Okay. As you do so, you kind of open, and this massive raven, the size of I would say like a small dog, kind of just flies in, kind of goes on the top of the bedpost, and you see that it has occasionally these silver feathers kind of inlaid in its breast, and it has this very large scar that goes from the tip of its head all the way down to its cheek, that there's actually a dead eye in the right. As it kind of looks at you, and it looks back at Dremel, and it looks back at you, and once again, if birds could show an emote, you would see, to an extent, amusement.
So you're Paul.
And you hear, "Rah."
And I've never seen Paul before. This isn't something that...
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me.
Oh, great. 12.
12. There are similarities from what you know from lore. You particularly hadn't seen anything like it. You just know of that the gods had different possible messengers that they would use. Sometimes it would be a raven, and you heard a raven that had a gash like that, but once again, it's really old folklore. So you can kind of use that information with what you roll.
You got any ideas to how to wake this cow person up, Paul?
And you see him, and his head kind of tilts, and he sits on Dremel's chest, and you
Oh my
see
God,
him kind
he's
of
gonna
actually...
He's going to hate that this happened, and I'm so happy that I get to tell him.
He's going to sit on Drummel's chest, and you actually see like his knees kind of bend, and you see the bottom of him kind of sit as he just kind of watches Drummel. Drummel, as you're sleeping, you kind of hear the different wispings in the Arctic chill. You hear voices in the winds that you haven't heard in a very long time. And this kind of sinking feeling in your chest as this cold kind of just washes over you, almost like you got dipped in ice water. Your jaw, and notice of this as Drummel's jaw starts to chatter, and Paul kind of tilts his head, and you hear different screams in your head of the people from that village, the kind of cries, and After a few moments, your eyes kind of just shoot open, and you look down because you feel a weight on your chest as you see Paul looking at you.
I wake up screaming, no, fuck!
And Paul immediately just opens, starts flapping its wings. Feathers are starting to go everywhere as it starts to kind of hit into the different posts, and eventually it flies out the window.
Was that fucking Paul?
Yeah. At least I think so.
Did he knock me out? Piece of shit
no.
fucking bird.
Yeah, it was probably him.
Why did no one take these off?
We didn't know how, and
did you try?
Thokk was also no, but Thokk was also in bad shape, and Ashiki was also in bad shape.
I'm just waving this in his face. Can you please?
Yeah, I see it.
Are you still sitting in the bed?
Yeah, I'm still laying down.
Okay. So your right knee, or I think it's your left knee.
Yeah,
left knee.
Your left knee has this, before where it was the sharp searing pain, you kind of have this dull pain in your left knee as you kind of look down at it and you see the scar that goes from the top of your knee all the way to the bottom of it.
Oh shit, that's right. I got shot in the knee. Oh shit, that's right. You pulled it out of my knee, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what a surgery is?
No.
Yeah, clearly, because that wasn't it. How long have I been out for?
Like 3 hours.
God damn. All right. And I start to sit up, and all right, I need to get this off.
I'll send Alder up to try and pick it. There's some stuff we have to talk about first.
No, we'll talk about it after. I need this off.
No, wait. This is important. Dremel, trust me. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't. Everyone knows we're criminals.
Yeah, I know.
Convicts. Yeah, it's not great right now. They don't love us. So just be aware.
Yeah.
If we come storming downstairs demanding things, it's going to go poorly. So I'll send Alder up. He can try and pick the lock and get you out of those binds.
All right.
And I'll go downstairs and I'll be like, Alder, hey, Dremel requests your presence upstairs. Bring your lockpick kit.
Gotcha. Okay.
The pain, the agony.
And you hear a little like giggles from the kids downstairs as they know Dremel's being Dremel. As Charlotte kind of looks up, looks back over at them.
Okay, all right, and I'll grab my stuff and get up there and try and help out.
Okay. So you go upstairs and you currently see Dremel on the side of his bed with his arms clasped in the shackles that Adam had slapped onto his forearms, and he looks quite perturbed.
All right, Drem, let's get that shit off you.
I just raise my hands and just like a child.
Okay, well, remember, raising your arms puts them at my eye level. That doesn't really help me too much. I need you a little bit lower. Sit down.
Sitting down.
Okay,
I'm
still pretty much at my eye level.
You're like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm making.
You're
jokes.
a giant.
I'm sitting down. Whatever.
Okay, lay down so I can mount you. All right.
I slide down and I say, "Fine, but no golden showers."
Smells like bird in here.
Don't remind me.
As you see, there are feathers, kind of these black, dark raven feathers about this long that are occasionally sprouted and scattered throughout the room.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and cast guidance on myself again while I go ahead and try and pick this lock.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a lock picking check for me.
That's sleight of hand proficiency, correct?
Yep.
That is a 28.
It takes, I would say it takes a good 2 or 3 minutes as you're kind of raking and moving the pins and tumblers, but you are able to successfully pick the lock. Any chit chat while this is happening?
Just be like, Go ahead.
I'll just ask how long have I been out?
Oh, right now it's been at least, I would say probably, what, like 3 hours, DM?
Yeah. 3
Yeah,
hours.
you probably been about out 3 hours.
Donnar owes me 3 hours.
Yeah, no, he definitely does. Because I was gonna try and help you from a medical standpoint, and then he just went full Yank McYankison and pulled it directly out of your leg. So yeah, that's on him. So you could be mad at him about that. But
Humans are
did
so
you get the map?
dumb. The map. Well, Ashika handed me the map, and then Adam took it from me, and I think I did. DM, did I get any other papers? I thought he might have gave me something.
He slipped something in your pocket, if I recall correctly.
It was supposed to be the map.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Adam took the map. I know where to go. I mean, I remember the map pretty well.
Yeah, okay. I pretty much feared that was going to be the case. And only other thing, did you get any other information from Ashiki? Because someone fucked Ashiki up, as you can see, because he should be laying next to you. So, and it wasn't
Did Adam
Adam.
go back?
No, he said it was some guy in a black cloak. That's all the information I got out of him.
Adam could put on a black cloak. That doesn't tell me nothing.
I mean, he said he met Adam, and he said it wasn't Adam because I specifically asked.
All right. Well, all he told me about was Zunu, some big brain boy who knows a lot of stuff in the, I think it was Thoman waters.
Yeah, no, that's what Donna has said to me too. He's got a very crudely drawn map that Ashiki put together for us before he passed out.
I'll take a look at it.
So,
see what I can remember.
All right, I'll help you downstairs because you're probably still a little wobbly.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you slowly kind of put a little bit weight on your knee, it buckles a little bit as you also have a limp. Thokk and Dremel, until I say, for now, you move at half speed because of your injuries.
Oh, that sucks.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, baby. So, Alder, you kind of help Dremel down as he's kind of babying his left knee, and all the kids, you see just light up the minute you kind of come down and see that you're awake. They start clamoring. They're whispering to each other that you're awake, and they just look genuinely excited to see that you're okay.
Kids! And I do that from the top of the stairs.
Yeah, and you have all their attention, and you just see a bunch, like a sea of just beaming faces looking at you.
Go ahead, Drem, give him a show.
I think I'll hold off on a show for a little bit. I got to get back into my creative juices. You know what I mean, kids? And I point to my knee.
And you see them, and they look a little disappointed first, but then you point at your knee, and then you see the and they start gossiping.
And then I'll say,
amongst...
I'll just go like, go ahead and just make the extra hand real quick and point at the knee with your hand. It'll hold them over.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm just trying to give you an idea of things that might be cool for the kids. Shut up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I cast Mage Hand, and then it's a middle finger.
And you are met with uproarious kid laughter. There's a magic middle finger just giving Alder the bird.
Alder, don't try to tell me what kids like.
Okay, next time you fall asleep, I'm going to put the gauntlets back on you.
I will smash your face into your face.
Good thing.
Doesn't even make sense.
Drem, good thing you gave Alder a bird. He doesn't have one anymore, so...
Oh, shit. Fucking savage.
Okay, that's fucking rude.
I start hobbling down the stairs.
And I go ahead and I give him a little shove on the back as he does it, and I go back upstairs.
You give him a shove? Are you trying to push him down, or...?
No, just like a ginger, like, push on the back, like, fuck you, man.
Because it was going to be a roll, but yeah, you give him like a nudge, and Dremel, you're able to kind of catch yourself on the banister, like you actually slip, and your left leg kind of just goes out, and you're like...
I cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
Into his ear. I just say, you dumb bottom of the mountain hill folk. And I start hobbling back down.
Okay. And you hobble back down. Thokk, what have you been doing during this whole interaction?
I'm assuming I'd be sitting at the bar since they didn't need my assistance, and I just
I'm back.
sat
I've
there
been there
and.
with you.
Oh,
Sitting
have
there.
you?
Yeah.
Well, you were up and down. This is during the bird stuff. This is during.
Oh, I just sat at the bar the entire time, just trying to stay off my leg and let it do its own thing and heal. And is there anyone around me? Like,
I mean, Trem is here and there. It seems like he's working on and off on stuff as he'll put like a glass of water in front of you, and as you drink it and it gets low to an amount, he'll take the cup, he'll refill it, he'll put it back down, but he won't really make eye contact with you.
what's with the silent treatment?
And he responds in Orcish. He goes, I'm just, this is a lot, Thokk.
What is?
You brought 40 kids, 30 kids, 20 kids? I don't even
20.
fucking know any.
You brought some kids.
20.
7. I'm helping.
And you brought, I don't even know how many dangerous bounty hunters.
It's 2.
7.
He's saying it in Orcish.
We apologize for the bounty hunters. That was not something we expected. Our first and foremost priority was the safety of the kids.
You talk to me in my head. Yeah?
Yeah.
Couldn't have told us? I mean, I'm not exactly a spring chicken anymore, but we look out for our own. You helped with Charlotte. You helped all those kids. You found Rosalie.
Yeah.
We would have fucking helped. We could have at least figured something out. Maybe you would have a fucking knee that you could stand on at the moment.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm not one of those people that thinks ahead very well. It's not really my strong suit. I kind of just do things in the whim, which is why I've gotten into so much trouble in the past. But I promise you that it's always been with the best intentions. Like, my first and foremost priority was the safety and the well-being of these children. You know, they just found themselves as orphans out of nowhere, and I was trying to find them somewhere to go while we find where we can get their way home. Like, I don't know where I am. At least I know where some of these children are from. Like, I just don't know how to get there.
And he looks at you and he goes, just telling me what kind of company you kept. I know it's not super prevalent information or something you would want to share, but when you're out White Willow, you're one of us. It doesn't matter what you've done. It's what you do here that matters.
And we know that now. We didn't know that before. Like, it was not for the fact that we didn't trust y'all. It was for your safety. We were trying to protect everyone and not really share that information as much. But obviously that did not work out for the best. And there's nothing I can do to change the past. But the only thing I can do is to earn your trust somehow for the future.
And he looks at you and he goes, well, I have 27 mouths to feed, and shit, the 5 of you makes what? 32. I'll just make a fucking big pot of soup.
Hey,
Well, here, hope.
this secret conversation's great and all, but my knee fucking hurts. Can I get a drink, please? Also, Trail, I'm sorry for the attitude. It is not directed at you.
And you see him and he smirks and he goes, and he says in comment, I feel like this could have been avoided, but I feel like that, and he points at your mouth, probably got you that.
No.
Whiskey?
That, yes, please. That got me this.
and you see him, and he uncorks it, and he pours you a glass, pours himself a glass, looks over at Thokk, and gestures. Whiskey.
Please.
Pours one for Donnar and Alder.
Alder's
And he kind of
upstairs.
sits there. Oh, Alder's still upstairs?
Yep.
Okay. So he pours it for the three of you and himself, and he sips it. I hope you like meat and broth, because that's what we have. And
My favorite.
you see him, and he kind of scrapes the glass off, almost like his arm is too heavy as he goes to the back, and you start hearing pots and pans kind of clattering.
Is the whiskey bottle still at the bar?
It is.
All right. Dremel throws back the first glass and then grabs the bottle to fill it up again.
Okay. As you kind of fill, and he goes, you drink too much of that, you're going to start owing me.
That's fine. We owe you enough already.
Fair enough.
And in a hushed wait, so is he hanging out or is he in the back?
He's like, it's not a deep kitchen, so he's able to kind of hear, and he can kind of glance over his shoulder as he's getting this massive kind of cauldron pot out.
All right. After I say that to him and I fill up again, I take a sip, put the glass down, I sigh, and in a hushed tone, because I know the kids are around, I say, "What the fuck was that? Have you ever heard of an ambush, or do you only get ambushed? What did I say when I left? Do not get me killed. What happened to the plan of getting far away from the town so that these kids are safe? We had ideas. We had something that was going to keep us and the kids safe. And now, we don't have the map. We have that shitty map. We have my memory. We know where to go, but now we're against the clock. What the fuck were you thinking?" And I've not made eye contact. This is me, like I have my glass and just kind of staring down ahead. But I know you guys are next to me, so I'm saying it loud enough for you to hear, but not the kids.
Got it. All right. I was just looking for context.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I got it.
No, I was staring right at the camera just because I think it was Nasser.
It was emotional.
Yeah.
It was scary.
I got feelings, boys.
The effects were decent.
Drem, with all due respect, you don't know what happened with Ruby.
I don't have to know what happened with Ruby. If Ruby's gone, there's an hour's worth of travel time where you could have ambushed them at any point. If the ones hidden in the shadows weren't with you, you know they're with me. Which means you were walking into a 6-7 person ambush, which clearly, judging by Thokk and I's knees, did not go too well.
I mean,
No.
I'm not here to point fingers at anything, Dremel,
Yeah,
but
of course not. It's your
you were the
guys'
one who-
fault.
you were the one who split the party. You were the one who wanted to go with Adam, not us. If we're going to stay together as a group, which is something that I think I was the one that said would be a bad idea because something like this could happen, then stay with the group. Don't put us in a situation where we have to come save you or you'll die.
Or I set up a position where we are advantageous and can ambush on the return.
How are we advantageous? If there's 7 people with you, they're still with you when they come back.
And it's better if you get the drop on them.
But we didn't know where they were.
You didn't
Even when
have
they
to.
were with us, Dremel.
I understand that, but we walked through a field. If they're far away, that at least gives us time. All I'm saying is you did not make the smartest choice, and now Thokk and I are injured.
Well, I mean, part of it was on me as well. Like, I came in as Thomas. I was trying to disguise myself. I didn't expect them to be able to still tell who I was.
Look, you guys made the
Like-
mistake when you came into the town first. I was trying to get information from him.
Well, mistakes happen. We learn from them. You're alive, so that's a plus. We didn't get you killed. And now we know for hopefully never to do this again.
I grab the glass again, throw it back. Well, I'm glad I know you listen to the letter of the law. And I pour another glass, and then just begin to stew.
I cast calm emotions. No, I don't have it prepared.
Donnar just leaves.
Okay. Where are you leaving to?
He's gonna go to kind of an edge of town, somewhere where it's like open. There's like open field, open brush area, so he can look as the sun goes down in the moon and whatnot. Suns, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Okay. So you kind of find a spot and you just kind of sit and you watch them kind of crest. Dremel, where are you kind of staggering off to?
I'm not leaving.
Oh, you're not leaving.
No, I'm sitting
Okay.
at the bar. I'm stewing.
Okay.
If Thokk wants to leave, he can leave. If he wants to stay, he can stay.
Stewing people don't bother me. I stay.
And then Alder, what are you doing?
I'm sitting with Ishiki until he wakes up.
Okay. We'll stay with Alder. After another hour or so, you kind of hear a little bit of a groan as Ashiki's right eye kind of peers out, and the left one as he sees you at the foot of his bed. You're kind of just sitting there. You have Aya's cage in front of you, and you're just kind of sitting and looking at her as Ashiki goes, "Are you trying to telekinetically unlock that lock?"
They made mention that if I let her out, it would explode. I haven't found anything yet on it that looks like an explosive, but I can't tell. And I have already had a fuck of a day. The last thing I need is to lose the only person left that loves me.
And you see him, and he goes, "If you wouldn't mind," and he gestures kind of to his lap as he starts to sit up. "If you'd
Easy,
like to put the
easy.
cage."
Yeah, I'll bring it over.
And you softly put it onto his legs as you actually are holding some of the weight, as you kind of see him rub his hands, and you see this kind of his eyes kind of roll back to the back of his head, and they emit this radiant energy that kind of wisps more of what you saw when he had his hand in his side, as he stretches as far as they can go and as wide as they can go, almost like he's palming the cage, as he starts muttering a little bit. And after about a moment, less than 30 seconds, his eyes roll back. He has a little bit of blood trickling down his nose, and he goes, "Boys are giving me a workout. There's
Not
nothing
trying
wrong
to.
with this cage. It's just a cage."
I fucking hate them. And then I'm just gonna immediately try and unlock it.
Okay. I'm not even going to give you a check because it is a very simple lock. As you click, the cage kind of swings open as Aya hops out, stretches out her wings, and flaps and starts to circle the room.
I'm just gonna open the window right away and be like, "I'll call you when we're ready."
And she goes from one of the top of the bedpost and almost glides out. And Ashiki kind of smirks and he goes, "Good bluff, I guess."
Yeah, but I care about her more than anything else that I have at this point. So her and this staff are the only thing that are important to me. It's the only ties I have left to, where I'm from, what I do.
And you see him and he smiles. "There's not a lot I don't know, so it's always fun when I learn something I don't. If you're not too fond of your friends downstairs."
I'm having problems right now. You can say that for sure. I don't deny that right now we need each other, but I feel like I'm kind of stuck in a rut at this point because I don't feel respected. And like I helped Dremel get out of that lock. I know he's probably upset about how the entire situation went down. I tried to make a joke with him to lighten the mood, and he told me to fuck off. And then Donna said, "Oh, well, made a comment about the fact that I don't even have Aya anymore. Which obviously I do. She's out of the cage. I feel good about that, so I'm a little better now, but I don't deserve that. And I don't even know if it's worth speaking up about. So.
And he kind of furrows his brow and he looks at you, and they've been doing this often, where you're kind of the satirical punching bag.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they all assume that I just eat pine cones and branches, which is, I mean, everyone knows that you don't. Shut up.
And you see him and he smiles and he goes, sorry, set me up for that one.
I know, and it's all right. I've gotten to the point to where I just kind of ride with it, but I don't know. I'm just kind of frustrated right now. I feel like I deserve more respect. Well, and I don't know if I'm going to get it.
I can see that. I can see that you're very frustrated, and to you and your eyes, I'm just a young man. But in my experiences, feeling on and holding on to that anger and that frustration and expecting a different outcome is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to drop. It's going to eat away, and your friends may need you, and at that point you might be too spiteful to even lend a hand. If this is something that bothers you, and this is something that's important to you, which is your respect and your dignity, I mean, I'm no knowledge cleric, but I feel like that would be something you would have to address, no?
You're right.
It's another joke. I am a knowledge cleric.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be completely honest, I'm about as smart as that bedpost right there, so I might be wise, but I'm not smart. So yeah.
You're fairly smart.
I have my moments, but I don't know what's going on down there since Dremell's went down, but I'm sure that there is, before we make our next move, because from what I've gathered, from what you've told others, it seems as though we have to go to Foaming Waters, and we have to go to Foaming Waters fast.
I don't know what they want to do. My research on Zulu. I've explained this to Donnar and to Dremell's son. He's clairvoyant. He knows what things are going to happen. He knows when things are happening in the past. Now, this is all from hearsay and research that I've done. I mean, these are things that date back to 40, 50 years. I don't know how old this person is. However, they've been able to predict quite many things. They predicted the Dragon War. They predicted things in the past. So, if there's something that you truly need to find, whether it's Donna's home or that person that Dremell seems to be looking for, he might be able to help you with that. And that's my main concern. I mean, Thokk is looking for his boat. Yeah. It seems like there are a lot of unanswered questions, and unfortunately this chaos, this person, thing, seems to hold some of the answers for you. Things that I can't particularly know, and I can read 1,000 books.
No, I know we don't have a map, like the well-done map that you had prepared for us. That's gone. We got that confirmed. Adam took it, so that's another problem in and of itself.
Figured as such.
This Foaming Waters.
Yes.
Do you have an idea about how far away it is travel-wise?
Now, be honest with me, because I know a little bit more things now. I mean, I figure some of the town knows. Which prison did you boys come from?
Stonewood.
Stonewood. And that is in the Iron Mountain.
Probably not an answer you wanted to hear.
Well, there aren't many maximum security prisons.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
It's about the same distance from where you came, just in the opposite direction.
Okay, so probably on horse, probably what? About, I'm trying to remember how long it took us to get here. About 2 weeks travel at a medium pace.
I would say about 3.
About 3. As
Granted,
far
you
as
don't find
as far,
any more bounty hunters or distractions.
well, I have a way for us to travel quickly, which is
You do?
part of the reason why I need to talk with them to get
Wow.
them to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we start treating each other mutually with respect. Because, like I said, if I don't have that, then
What's the
I'm
point?
just exactly. If I don't have that, then I can't keep doing it. But we will be able to move faster than the wind. We will be able to move in a way that's relatively obscured. I might need to borrow some holy water from you if you have it. Since you're a cleric, I assumed you might.
I can make some.
But I want to know that if we get a night's rest, if we could potentially make it in one fell swoop. Obviously, since the map is a little bit crude, I'm sure we're not going to make it perfectly. But from what I gathered, it kind of just looks like if we follow the water, we'll hit it.
That's what it seems, that you'll hit foaming waters. I don't know where in foaming waters. It's a massive swamp.
Very excited for this, as you can tell.
Well, go speak with your friends. I'll be fine. And make sure all of you come up, and in case you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to help, but I think I'm going to rest now.
Thank you,
Not
Ashiki.
a pass up. Well, Ioun gives us basically Ioun grants me the skill to unlock your greatest secrets and the pinnacle of your art. So it is my duty.
It is appreciated. Well, get some rest, and I'm going to leave the window open in case Aya decides to come back, if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
All right. And then
Okay.
I'll just head back downstairs.
So you head back down and you see a fuming, almost seething Dremel looking at his glass. A quiet Thokk, kind of his head, his cheek resting on his fist. And Donnar is nowhere to be found.
Thokk.
Yep.
Whose idea was it to ambush the town?
I can be perfectly honest. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm not the smartest, so my recollection's not that great. In between, apparently getting really mad, seeing red, having an arrow through the knee, passing out.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Listen, that was a rhetorical question.
Oh,
I get it.
sorry.
No, I mean, I really wanted
I
an
didn't go to
answer, but
school.
I think I knew it the entire time. Like, you're dumb, but you're a protector. And Alder's a coward. But he's smart, he's wise as fuck.
And then at that point, I'm going to probably hear that by the time I get downstairs, I would assume.
Yeah.
Roughly?
I'm going to ask you to be careful, more careful with your words, Dremel, because you say some shit that I don't appreciate. If you want to know what happened, the plan was to try and sneak into town to help you. I found something that was out of place, and then Donnar took things into his own hands. So I'll leave it at that. But
Yeah.
I want to have a talk as a group, because if we're going to move forward, I need to get some things off my chest.
Yep. I think we got some. Look, that's fine. Not trying to dismiss you, but we got some other things we got to figure out.
Yeah, but we have to move out of here quick, so group
Do
therapy
we?
session is happening.
Because right now, because let's say Donnar decided to ambush the town, now we are stuck between protecting this place with 24 kids or racing down to foaming waters to hopefully get to somewhere before Adam does. We are quite literally between a rock and a hard place.
Yep.
And I've been racking my brain, giving some liquid courage, trying to come up with what we're going to do. And I'm losing it.
Well, first off, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Liquid courage is not going to solve any of your problems. It tastes good and it feels good, and I'm sure it's making your knee feel a hell of a lot better. But that's not going to get you. You're never going to find the answer at the bottom of a bottle.
You would be surprised. So take another sip.
Gotcha. Again, yeah, what I was saying earlier. Here's what kind of I think has to happen. I think we don't have much of a choice but to leave here, because the last thing that we want to do is to have them show back up here and have another war in the city square in front of the children. I think they've made it pretty clear that the children aren't their goal. Yes, they said that they probably would kill kids if it came down to it, but I don't think that the kids are going to give them any answers. I say that as far as Ashiki goes, Ashiki, Trem, Charlotte, anyone, we tell them where we're going. Because you know what? Adam knows where we're going. He knows the map. He knows the only city on it that we haven't been to already. Everybody and their mother knows we're going to Foaming Waters. All we can do is tell them to be honest if somebody comes back. That's the best information that we can do. But if we stay here, we're going to potentially bring a war in front of these kids, and I think they've seen enough to have to see some shit like that happen again.
I agree.
There's that fucking wisdom.
Yeah, sometimes I do have some semblances of a plan. I can get us to Foaming Waters. I can get us there fast. But, again, I want to get some things off my chest before we fucking do it. And we probably need a night's rest before we can even try and get on the road.
So where are we spending the night?
I'll sleep outside, I don't care.
Yeah. We may have asked enough of these folk already.
I think we have. Shiki's upstairs resting. He did wake up. Figured I'd let you know.
Okay.
And Aya's flying out right now, roaming around. We got her out of the cage.
So I guess we should find Donnar and have a powwow. Probably stay just outside the city.
Probably for the best. How much has Dremel drank of that bottle?
I've had 2 glasses, and then I've been sipping on a third.
Yeah, he's had 2, the first and the last one.
So was it a new bottle, DM?
Yeah, I would say it's a relatively new bottle.
So I'd say it's probably about 3/4 full.
A
I don't know.
little
I've
over
been
half.
drinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
little over
because
half.
what everyone else has been drinking as well.
And then I'll be Trem.
And you hear him, and you see this kind of giant boiling pot that he's looking over, and he looks over at you. Yes.
And I'm just gonna like pull him over and like whisper real quick, and just be like, "Hey, don't mean to be a pain in the ass. I know we've asked too much, but how much for the full bottle?"
And he smirks, and he goes, "As long as you don't bring any bounty hunters here, you can take the bottle."
All right. And then I'm gonna grab the bottle and be like, "Come, let's go."
I'll
Uh,
Didn't sound like you were asking.
I'm not.
Then throw in the magic word.
Now.
Now.
I was waiting for that.
Then I'm sitting here.
All right, big brain boy. Then if you don't want to get to foaming waters and you don't want to find out about the man in red, that's on you.
You're talking about having your own issues with the group, wanting to be respected. Why's it
I
all
didn't
gotta
say
be
that to
about
you.
you?
I didn't say that to you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's pretty clear what you want. When you're
Yeah,
shoving
I
me
want you
down
to-
the stairs.
Look, instead of having this conversation in front of the children, let's just all go find Donnar, and whatever we need to get off our chest, get off our chest. That way we are all resetting, starting from the beginning in a way, all in even grounds, and move forward.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Still waiting on the magic word.
Please.
Thank you.
I'll wait for both of them to walk, and I'll be the last one. And I'm assuming y'all are going. And I'll go to Trem and say, again, in Orcish, we really apologize for any hardship and everything we've done. Let me at least give you this to help in any way to the children, the town, however you see fit. And I'm going to hand him 50 gold. And
Yeah.
it's the least we could do for your troubles.
And he looks at the pile and looks at you.
I'm just going to nod my head and start following the rest of these two.
So as you start to kind of get up, he goes, "I appreciate it. This'll feed him for a good while until we can figure out where they can go."
Take care.
You too.
We look after our own, right?
And he smirks and he goes, "Yeah, we do, brother."
And I'll follow.
Okay. And you kind of hobble out as
Oh,
Dremel
yeah.
is not too far away, as he's also limping out. As Alder, you're already out of the tavern. You kind of have this. You hear the liquid sloshing in this glass bottle. The suns are at their. I would say it's about dusk where these guys are at this point. That pink, almost turning into amethyst color. As Donnar, you have just been sitting there, staring at the suns, watching them go down. What have you been doing? Pondering.
Donna, he's just kind of thinking back to when they first got out of Stonewood and kind of the reservations he had about being in a party like this in a group of people that stick out as is. And he's also just kind of frustrated and trying to reach out to my friend who showed himself to see if I can get an answer.
And what's the question you're asking?
I'm going to say, can you show me the way?
You feel that familiar poke as you let it wash over you. That smell of lilac just comes to you, and it just comes naturally at this point. As you look over and you see his helmet on him, and he's kind of just standing next to you on the boulder as he's watching the sunset with you. And it looks like he's just staring off as you can see none of his visage but his eyes.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful every morning and every dusk.
Yeah. I didn't get to see it for a while, so guess I kind
I
of took
know.
it for granted.
We all do.
How is home?
Not good. You know what my job is,
Yeah.
and you know I wouldn't be talking to you if I could do my job properly.
What's going on?
Well, there's a lot we need to discuss, and I can't exactly do it here, but our people are dying.
Is there a cause? Is there sickness or food or what?
It's like a sickness. It started when you left.
How long have I been gone?
A while.
How do I
It
get
was
back?
hard to. And he kind of looks at you and he goes, "It was hard to find you the first time. And there's a reason why I was able to pluck you when I did. There are a lot of eyes on me right now." And he looks back over at you and he goes, "The classic way is not the safest anymore. I simply cannot just pluck you again, old friend. I'm not even here." As he kind of reaches out this gauntleted hand and it passes through your arm.
I'll find my way back. Don't worry.
And he kind of looks and furrows his brow and he goes, "I've missed you."
I've missed you too.
Well, and you see him and he grunts a little bit as he gets up. Back to post.
How far am I from here? To home.
And you see him and he kind of looks up, looks back over at you. Quite a way.
Well, I guess I better get moving then, huh?
You should. And you should stop sulking. If I remember correctly, there was a young man who used to stick out, cause trouble. I miss him. And you see him and he puts this massive sword that you've seen 100 times that you've tried to lift yourself, and despite your strength, it's still like it was still a half as it just rests very nicely on his shoulder, almost like there's a divot there for it.
Is there another way I can contact you?
I don't know how many times we'll be able to do this, but I've heard everything. Just if I can reach out, I'll attempt to. Don't take it personally.
Tell everyone I'm on my way. I want them to know.
And you hear kind of a slight sigh, and he goes, "I'll tell everyone that I can." Goodbye, Prince. And you see him, and his visage and silhouette slowly just fades out. As you're kind of sitting there and you're feeling this kind of almost like you have a whole like body high and tingle. Alder, it takes you a little bit but you're able to kind of go on the outskirts of town, and you see where the sun is setting. You kind of see Donnar on the top of a rock, and he's just kind of looking as the sun's going down. And slowly Dremel and Thokk, you hobble behind Alder as the suns are just slightly crest over.
Does everyone have their own glass, or do I just have the glass in the bottle?
Alder has the bottle.
Oh, Alder took the bottle?
Yep.
I thought you took the bottle. Yeah.
Well,
so
I
you most
was
likely
like
took
sitting
the
with it
glass.
the entire time.
I know. I took it.
Yeah, he took it away from you. So if you brought a second glass for Donnar, you could have.
I just figured we'd swig it straight out of the bottle.
Ew,
Germs.
cooties.
Ew.
COVID.
There's no social distancing in White Willow.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
We just
That's how
got
things
back.
start.
I'd be like, hey,
So-
Donna,
Yeah.
you come down.
I wasn't angry.
Oh, no, I'm asking, can you come down?
Oh, I thought you said calm down.
Me too.
No, I said
Oh.
you come down. I guess it kind of rolled together.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. I see
Ideas.
the bottle.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of hop down the stone.
Be like, we all have to, we got to figure out the next move, and we have to figure it out fast. But I think we got some shit to work out before we do that, because we're in a shitty place right now as a group. So I think we need to become more of a group, less of individuals, show more respect for each other before we start traveling, before we figure out what our next steps are, before we find your way home, before we find the man in red, before we find where we actually are in the world, because right now we know 3 cities. Because I've never been here. I don't know if you guys have ever been around this side of this plane, but the way it feels right now is, as a group, 4 of us are stuck with each other. We're going to be stronger together than apart. Take a swig out of the bottle, and I say, and I'll do it like kind of through my hand, so that way I'm not actually putting my lips on the bottle, since you guys are concerned about germs.
That's fair.
We're concerned about the virus, Mike. It's not a joke.
There's no virus in this plane yet.
Is that a threat?
That you know of. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I cast
I
contagion.
cast. I literally was. About
I'm
to say the
immune,
exact
so I don't
same
give a
thing.
fuck.
Yeah. Paladins
Damn,
don't get viruses.
Damn paladins.
Gonna fuck around.
I casted it. I cast it on Donna. No,
Donner's
but,
dead. Roll
die.
3d6.
I die immediately.
Um,
I just fall down.
no, we're stronger together. They'll pick us off one by one if we're apart, and we'll be back at square one. So, I think we need to take some time, ask some grievances, learn some respect for one another, and get some rest and get on the move tomorrow. It seems like that's the best plan we have. As far as how things went wrong, I don't think point and blame is really going to do a whole lot of good right now. We're still alive. The kids are safe. But I don't know. I just feel like I'll start because I'm already talking. And I take another swig. And then I pass the bottle to Donna. And I'm going to be completely frank. I feel like I don't get a whole lot of respect, and I'm kind of tired of it. I think I deserve a little bit better than what you guys are giving me right now. Dremel, I apologize that I gave you a little shove on the steps. But I did also mend your wounds, try and heal you, break you out of those chains. And then I made a joke to try and help you with the kids because I know they enjoy your company. And what do? You flick me off, and Donnar tells me, hey, his bird's dead too. So you know what? I'm kind of not feeling that great. I see that face. Don't fucking do that. We're having a real talk right now. I can get us to Foaming Waters tomorrow. But until I know that I have the respect from the group, and I have respect from everyone here, and we all respect one another, we're not going anywhere.
Alder, if you can't take a joke, why should I expect that you'll be able to take battle?
Because it's every fucking day. Here's some twigs. It's time for breakfast. Your bird sucks. It's the only... I hate all birds, so I hate your bird too.
You're not answering my question.
I don't have many things going on, but you joke with me every fucking day, and it shows that you don't respect anything that I do for this group.
It's called testing. I need to know that you'll have my back. Donner's dumb as fuck, but I know he has my back, and I have his.
I'm pretty stupid. He's right.
You guys talk about how dumb you are all the fucking time. Then listen to me. You're right, Alder. You deserve more respect. But you need to learn how to take a goddamn joke. If I can't joke around with you and you can't be resilient, how am I going to know that when the chips are down, that I can count on you?
When have I ever proved that I can't? Because last time I checked, I'm the one that usually holds his own the best in battle whenever we get into it. And I'm the one who's always up on his feet helping you guys out. I haven't done anything to let you know that I can't do this for me to still be continuously disrespected, which is why I'm having this conversation right now. It's not that I'm not resilient, because you goddamn know well that I am. It's because I deserve more respect, and I think that's a fair ask.
And Alder, I agreed with you. I also think you're taking things way too personally. And I don't know if you have a brother or not, but this is what brothers do. And if you consider us brothers, like I consider all of you, we're gonna give each other shit. You need to learn how to, grow a pair and take it. Because I do respect you. And you're right, I've not been showing it too great. And for that, I apologize. But stop being a little bitch.
As I said earlier, I appreciate chilling out on the name calling. I've never had a brother before. Don't even have much of a family anymore. I understand that this is new for me. Not normally good with people. But we got to get through this together. I can toughen up and handle it a little bit more, but calling me a bitch, feeding me twigs, making fun of the only family that I have anymore, which is my goddamn bird. It's like, chill out on those. That's all I'm asking.
And I down what's left of my drink. And I say, okay. And to be clear, I genuinely thought you ate twigs at first. That was not meant to be an insult. I just had never met a druid before.
Yeah, but then I told you not, and you still keep bringing them to me.
Yeah, it's called a gift, man.
I appreciate the gesture, but dude, I can only make so many fucking baskets.
Oh, we gotta carry everything anyway, so.
Yeah, well, at least we got a cart now, because I don't think we're selling this one back. Well,
it's my
I don't
cart.
think
I own that cart now.
To be fair, we split it. So
I own that cart now.
Then you owe me 10 gold.
I own that cart now.
All right, we'll
the
talk when you're
alcohol's
sober.
starting to kick in.
That's why I said we'll talk when you're sober.
I own the cart.
Okay, so I've said my piece. What about you guys?
Well, first, if I've ever disrespected you, I meant no disrespect. We know, you do know that you are a very critical and crucial part of this team. if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have gotten the collars off at Stoneward. You know, like the reason we're all out of that damn place is because that's one major aspect of it. All of us contributed in their own way. So please don't feel like you're not crucial. And I can't speak for everyone else, but for myself, I will make sure that you are shown the respect that you deserve.
It's not even just me. It's all of us. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we need to do better communicating as a group. Because I feel like sometimes we'd like to go off onto the side and just talk as two people and don't necessarily communicate things to everybody. So I just think there's things that we can do better to show respect to one another. Because if we're going to defeat whatever the fuck they are and whatever their happy place is, we don't have a choice, but we have to be a well-oiled machine, which I hate, and work together.
Speaking of communication, I'm going to gesture to Donnar for the bottle. I need a swig first. I'm going to swig it and hand it back.
I'm going to my glass is just going to be out, waiting for someone to pour it.
I already gave it back to Donnar.
Oh, I know. I'm still just waiting.
I'll pour it.
Because you're a classy broad.
Oh, classy
I
broad.
cast create water. And I'm going to dilute that shit.
Dilute it?
So obviously, speaking of communication, I didn't know how to handle this and I didn't know how to share it, but if we're just letting things off of our chest, I have been, what's the word? Visited? I'll look around. Do I see Manu anywhere? No. Okay. I don't know. You guys never really knew him or interacted with him as much, but do you remember Manu, and I start describing him?
The guy that fell into the burning hole, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one.
The fireball target?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's horse you stole.
I didn't steal it. I mean, I just figured he wasn't using it anymore.
Sounds like stealing.
Well,
you didn't ask him for it, so...
You know what? It's not my first time. Borrowing, stealing. There's a great line.
Bam.
But
You're
anyways,
a pirate. We get it.
Beside the point. I've been... I don't know how to say this. I have been visited, talking to, by I don't know if it's a spirit or... Like, I don't know what he is, but I see him. I talk to him. I thought he was probably a figment of my imagination, so I threw shit at him and he caught it and threw it back. So I don't know what he is, but he's apparently I'm the only one that can see him, and I don't know why.
Are you guys going steady? Is it like...
No, I'm already in a relationship, but sure, but yeah.
Thokk is married to the game.
It's a different gesture, Donnar. It's not quite that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the way it works, right? Is you just
One
rub,
penis opens up and accepts the other penis inside
and
of it.
you rub them together.
Yeah, and it just slurps it up.
That's where the phrase "just
exactly.
the tip" comes from, right?
That's exactly, like, it's just the fluids just flow into one another through. Yeah. That's exactly how it works.
All right. So Thokk's haunted.
I'll show you a demonstration. Yeah. So that's that.
Do you think he's haunting you or haunting the horse?
think it's me because I've seen him without the horse. Uh-oh. Dice Daddy
He'll be
gone.
back. It's all right.
I've seen him without the horse. Like, I've woken up and he's in my tent. And sometimes he's there, and sometimes he's not. Like, the entire travels back from Sun Gulf to White Willow, he sometimes was there and we would have a conversation, and sometimes he's not. That's why I kind of hung back and stayed back there to just try to figure shit out and talk to him. And
Hey, this is all well and good, and I appreciate you telling us that you're haunted or have a ghost boyfriend or something. What's going on with you and the armor? Is it like a thing you're not going to wear anymore, or like what's the deal with that?
I feel like I failed as a cleric who worships life. I just feel like I've taken risks that have jeopardized other people's lives, and they've paid the price for the mistakes that I feel like I've made, and I don't feel worthy of wearing it. The armor was a gift from Pelor himself. It wasn't in this realm. It was in a different realm where the gods were a little bit more hands-on with their worshippers, but I feel like I'm currently not worthy of wearing it after the mistakes that I have made to cost innocent people their lives.
Everybody dies.
That's true.
You're right.
I just wanted to make sure you knew that. Look,
I've known that twice now.
yes, so some people die more than others. But what I'm trying to make words with is that you are trying to save lives, and sometimes lives don't get saved. And that's not your fault, because there's only so many lives that can be saved. So if you save a bunch of lives and only one of the lives gets not saved, but you saved a bunch of the lives, then I think that your clericing is full of life, and that you shouldn't feel
Yeah,
failed.
keep going. Come
Yeah,
on.
you should.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel failed because you did the thing that you were trying to, for the god you're trying to do for him or her or it, because it transcends gender. So, long story long, you're fine. So stop being a little bitch.
Thokk, if I can try and break down kind of what I think Dremel is saying. Life's balance. You're not going to be able to save everyone. It's just impossible. You know, it's just kind of part of the game. So you got to take the wins with the losses, and also, again, just using Dremel's words, stop being a bitch.
Yeah, it was the one. End of the day, you save more than you not save with your muscles. So, like, be proud of yourself. Or whatever, I don't even care.
Thanks, Dremel. Encouraging words of wisdom.
Yeah.
I'll do my best, but that's essentially why I am not wearing it at this time. I feel once I'm ready, I'll put it back on. But as of now, I'm not.
For what it's worth, you're worthy in here, and I point to my what I think my heart is, and like you're worthy.
That's your spleen.
No, I'm pointing in the center of my chest. I know that much. All right. You're worthy in here, and I think we all think you're worthy too. So, not saying you have to wear it, but it definitely helps sometimes. So.
But also, you look like pretty fucking good shirtless. So.
Thanks. It's the tattoos. I use them to hide everything.
Oh yeah, Stop being a bitch.
I'll
Take a
do my
goddamn
best, Dremel.
take a compliment, man.
Thanks. You look good too.
No, I wasn't.
And
I wasn't.
and
fishing.
this is like a friend thing, like not yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't want you to fuck me, but if you fuck someone, I kind of want to watch. Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
Skin, man.
Okay.
Donna,
I'll,
do you have anything that you need to air out?
Um, I hand the whiskey to Thokk, and I'm gonna kind of stop drinking for. I'm gonna kind of stop drinking for a little bit. I think it's gonna help me. But I can't go into specifics, but I had a friend reach out from home, and my people at home, or their no, not that kind of friend. I'm
Gotcha,
married,
okay.
mate. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
her
don't
name
judge.
is Yeri, so I would say my wife or a friend, and like this is a friend, but my people are dying, so I need to get home fast. So whatever it is we're gonna do, we have to do it quickly. I want to get to Zunu and Foaming Waters, settle up whatever this thing is with Adam and Ruby, get on Thokk's boat, and I need to make a pit stop. And I think the key to me getting home is going to be on that island with the storms around it. Just a quick little just a little note. I'm a prince, so yeah.
I don't see a crown.
Yeah. Well, what now?
Why do you look so poor?
Yeah, you look broke as fuck.
Justin's laughing.
That's what made me break.
Hold on. I I wanted to kind of make my own way. Not that I didn't renounce my royalty or anything like that. I just I went out for a job because as a prince you have princely duties, and I went out and I've been lost for a long time. So it's kind of where the gaps come in. I don't know how long I've been gone, but I've been told it's a long time, and I need to get back. So whatever it is we're going to do, we need to do it fast because I can't have these people keep dying. I need to be able to help in some way. So I need all of your help.
Knowing you're a prince, I'm even more upset that Thokk's bounty was so much more than yours, because you're fucking royalty. You'd think that they'd be like, oh yeah, no, he's a prince guy, we definitely want to keep him alive, but fucking hell.
It's because he's so dirty.
I'm
Right.
not pretty
It's not
dirty.
the
It's
title
pretty
that
disgusting.
counts.
Are you the nickname? Is your nickname the Dirty Prince?
It is now.
Cool. All right, we got it.
My liege.
No, please don't. I don't know.
I do like a really extravagant.
I don't
bow.
even like pretending this. I'm uncomfortable.
Well,
so-
I was like-
hey, Donnar, just like I've told everyone else, you gotta stop being a bitch.
yeah, but you're being a bitch because you're bowing to me. So you stop being a bitch, and that'll make me stop being a
No,
bitch.
just take the stupid compliment, you hard-headed ham fucker.
Ham fucker.
Ham fucker.
Ham?
Yeah.
Like a pig that is cooked in the
Your
in
hand. You take.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you said.
hand.
No, I said ham.
Oh, I thought you
Let me
said hand.
let me over articulate because I have been drinking. You cook a ham and then it's warm and you take out the bone in the center and then you just fuck it. And that's what you do because you're dirty and poor.
So, Dirty
I mean,
Prince.
Also not poor, but you know, it's fine.
I
You
know.
have money
I
now?
know.
So, Dirty Prince. Prince of what? Or do you not remember?
If I knew, I think I'd know how to get home. So it's just another thing that kind of clicked. My friend is kind of like Thokk, where he can speak to me and I can speak to him, but it's only for limited time. And
Yeah, like 25 words. It's like sending.
just
like,
just like 25 words, exactly like that.
Can I tell if he's lying?
We can
I
do
think-
a
I think
whatever
it's
off.
muted.
Go ahead and roll a deception against a perception. Sorry, I've been muted for like 20 minutes. Great.
Oh,
Oh.
it's so bad. I did so bad. It's
15.
a 7.
15.
Yeah, and you got a 15. He's like, yeah, it's just like sending.
What?
Don't patronize me.
No, I'm saying Donnar he's bad at lying because he gets nauseated.
Oh no, that was too Donnar.
It's not.
Got it.
It's not just like sending. It's I can see him and talk to him, but only for a limited time and only during specific times. So, and I don't know when those are. I just happened to see him today. So I need to get home, and I don't know where that is, and I'm hoping that Zunu can point us in a direction so that I can help save the people that I'm supposed to help because I'm their prince.
So, what do you have to do first, though? Like the storm thing, like
I think there's going to be clues to more about where I am or where I'm from there, just based on how guarded it is. I mean, we literally have to sail through a storm to get to the island, and then hopefully I can get in and find some things.
So,
well, then I can go for
no, go for it, Doc.
it. I can, if you want, before I go to bed, send a message to Sue. Lord, she's gonna be pissed. To do some research if she's around any ports and talks to any other crews about where such an island could lie. And once we reconnect with the horizon, we would have a general idea where that would be. Any
Right.
folklore, any ship, like
That would be
sailors information.
extremely helpful. You should also probably let her know that we're going to foaming waters. Just throwing that out there as well, by the by.
Okay. I can do it
I
a
mean,
couple
maybe
times.
foaming waters sounds like a port town to me. I don't know, but she might
out.
be able to. Yeah, you know.
Ashiki
Mhm.
told me it's basically a giant swamp, so we got that to look forward to.
Definitely not a port town then.
Oh boy, I sure love
It could be a
humidity.
port swamp.
Could be a port swamp. You're right. But yeah, I would appreciate that, book.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, that's what I've kind of got.
speaking of information, now normally I wouldn't tell you this, but I feel like we've been saying a lot of things. I am trying to get information from Adam. I convinced him that I was gonna turn y'all in, and that I wanted to join their thievery, whatever, and that I could give them information on what are their two names? The two other guys, Daredevil.
Arclight
Arc
and
Ark and Burkhart.
Arclight
Yeah,
and
Burkhart.
Burkhart.
I said I could get them Arclight and Burkhart in exchange for letting me join and giving me information on the Red King. Now, that's been fucked. And I'm coming to terms with it. But that's why I was so I take a deep breath. Gosh darn peeved that you ended our rendezvous with him early. Because within 24 hours, I was going to have a lead in. Now, I still think I can spin it. But what you got to remember is I got to play him and I got to get the information. And I can probably get more information if I use more words that end in question marks. So don't kill Adam so that he thinks that I'm on his side. And then before he realizes I'm not on his side, then we can kill him. Or whatever. We can keep him alive, Thokk. I don't give a shit.
Adam is part of a group called the Demon Bulls, and they're basically a small militia. So we have that to look forward to as well.
Yeah. So let's get the information from the demon whores, and it'll be fine.
Yep, demon whores. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Demon balls?
Demon whores, like the ones that we killed.
No, like balls, like ham, like the kind that I
balls?
fuck because I'm poor.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. I'm just saying, like, you guys can you please listen to me more? Like, you guys talk about how fucking stupid y'all are. And I got this thing that makes me super smart. So if I say something, I think I know what I'm talking about.
You know, I just want you to know that you've been using the best words so far tonight, and I'm completely enchanted with everything you say.
You should be. I mean, be impressed that I'm still making words after I'm 6 drinks in, and it's only been like an hour. I've got the constitution of a champ.
When was the last time you ate?
Last time I what?
Ate? Like food?
Yesterday.
I don't know the meaning of the word.
He doesn't.
I throw sticks and an acorn at him. Eat that.
I try to catch it with my mouth. Do I succeed?
No. It just kind of, you go, and it just kind of hits your jaw and then your chest, and then you kind of just bend down. You're like, sweet, twigs and acorns.
My favorite.
So are we all good?
I'm like, my head's gonna hurt tomorrow, but my knee's feeling real nice.
All right. Well,
We're good.
at this point, they're probably going to be able to bamf back in, I would say, 18 hours.
So, Drem, what you don't know is, remember that little iron ball that I got?
Yeah, the iron
Remember?
testicles.
Yeah, it was just one, so it was like, we'll call it an Armstrong.
Oh, the iron.
And so, so I threw that at Ruby, and she's stuck in it, and she failed to save to get out, so she's stuck in it for 24 hours. So she is not going to show up to wherever we are unless she's bound for 24 hours.
All right, real quick, I'm looking at spells.
At Armstrong?
No, at locate object. Before we get back into the RP, does anyone know off the top of their head?
It's 1,000 feet.
All right. I'm real quick, just drunkenly, I'm gonna do a little hand motion and cast locate object.
Okay. And you're looking for the iron bands?
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of echolocates out, and usually when you hit identify object, you'll get like echolocation will come back, and it just shoots out.
Well, they're not within 1,000 feet. That's all I got.
It's fine. I just wanted to let you know that if we do run into them again, there's a potential that Ruby will not be able to participate.
Within the next 18 hours.
Yeah.
Ish.
And then all bets are off. However, she also can't use the bowl on us because she doesn't know my command word. I don't know if that means she's not going to try, but she doesn't know the command word, so she can't open it or release it.
Can she not just make a new command word?
I don't think that's how it works. I think once it's yours, because it's not an attunement item.
Oh. Okay. So
Well,
we
there's
gotta be
magical
extra
ways
careful.
There's magical ways of identifying a word that triggers an object, though.
I mean, I didn't say she definitely couldn't. I just said she might not be able to. She shouldn't be able to. But she shouldn't have been able to teleport wherever the fuck they went. Also, we need to take the helmet and the hat off of these people so that they can't teleport.
Do we
I think
think
that has something to do with it.
Do we
Adam
think that's the key?
tipped his hat. I don't know. He
Well-
like grabbed his hat and said, "Makes me happy," and then like did this thing, and then he was just like, "Meh."
Well, Ruby also said something about I'm going to be happy or something like that before she vamped. I don't remember her touching her helmet. You were
She
closer to her. But
She couldn't.
she said something about being happy also. So maybe there's some kind of like happy thing they got going on where they just can teleport happily ever after. I don't know. I'm a little drunk and I'm trying to figure things out. But I don't know.
Yep. Okay. Well, that was. Yep.
I'm just saying they say the happy word, and when they say the happy word, they teleported. So it could be
correct.
related to their headgear, or it could be related to happy.
I think we just kill him. So
Oh yeah, no, I'm much more on board with that because if they're dead, then that's two more people that are two less people that are trying to kill us. Which that's better than what we're at right now.
Right, but I want to reiterate that they may have very important information for all of our goals. And let's kill them after they've told me the information, because I can't read brains. I can only read words that are said or written in some languages.
Well,
Now,
if we can
also-
cast, if we can cast, I can get them to talk.
Oh shit!
Hopefully, but that's the thing. They have some form of anti-magic on them that casting is not helping us in any way.
oh yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Drem.
I caught something when Thokk, you did the thing at Adam, and it was a circle, and it didn't touch him.
Was it Spirit Guardians?
I don't know. You did a thing, and then I tried to get out of my bands, and it did not work. I'm a little buzzed.
Guys,
It's
let's
all-
crash so that we can travel at first light.
Yeah.
Hope you guys don't mind flying, by the way.
My cart doesn't fly.
Well, we have to get out of here and get out of here fast, so the cart might have to stay behind for right now.
All right.
We could take the horses with us as long as they're willing. So
What if the cart's attached to the horses?
it can only transport creatures. So
I mean, the cart's alive in my heart.
There's just a cart behind this gust of wind.
you know that one vine? You know that one vine where there's like Whitney Houston's playing in the background and this lawnmower just starts flying?
Yeah.
That's the cart.
Oh my god.
DM, will you allow that?
As long as it's with complete high-pitched screaming from all four of you, just like Whitney Houston.
100%. I'm in.
Lord.
Okay, so crash now. Wake up tomorrow and
Reconvene with Ashiki and hightail it the fuck out of here.
And
We should probably take watches.
Yeah, we should.
I'll take the last one And if any of you have any herbal supplements, I will use them in the morning.
Don't you have mushrooms? Isn't that a thing you can use for?
Oh, yeah. I should probably eat those.
Oh God, eat the right ones. Please eat the right ones.
I'll talk to Ashiki. I'm sure he'll point me in the right direction. Maybe one will make me bigger. Maybe I can throw fireballs.
Maybe one will make it smaller.
Oh, one could make me smaller too, or maybe like, I don't know, make me fly.
A tanuki.
All right, guys, let's go back to the inn.
All right. And as we all stand up and start to walk away, I kind of pull Donnar back a little bit with my arm around his shoulder, all drunk like, and I whisper in his ear, "Don't worry, I'm poor as fuck too."
And I'll look at Drim and I'll just go, "It's good to know that I'm not alone."
Okay. And I think with that, I think we'll close tonight's very emotional, surprisingly emotional episode.
So many feelings.
So many
All
feelings,
the
good
feelings.
Right here in my chest space.
Guys,
your chest balls.
My
thank
chest
you
balls.
so much for watching. I appreciate it. I know everybody else does too. Thank you for hanging out with us on Tuesdays during this crazy quarantine. I hope everybody's staying safe and whatnot. But seriously, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, favorite, do all that stuff. We're over at YouTube doing all of the very similar things. And I'm going to throw it to Josh Delgado now to read things about stuff.
Yo, what up? Okay, I got a bunch tonight. So I will start with the users. Big shout out to Atten, Commander Root, Gandalf the Babe, Griffordia, Raffle Vantry, and Wicked Sweet Hat. And a double thank you to Cryptic Pixel for the follow, for the 100 bits, DLV Jose for the raid, Party of 2, and for Wicked Sweet Hat for the sub at Tier 1. We love you all.
Nice.
Hell yeah! What a night, guys.
I know.
Guys, thank you so
Yay.
much. We appreciate it. We're sorry we're not more active in the chat, but we try to stay fairly engaged. Might be something we get figured out here shortly. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great week, and we'll see you guys all back here next time.
Woo! Next
Bye-bye.
Tuesday.